Bro, it never existed. It was
You never wiggled. You never wiggled.
Yes, it does.
No
I
way.
literally played Double Dash like last week. You wiggle the stick to increase the drift sparks, and then you let go, and then you get a boost.
You do not need to wiggle the stick. Confirmed.
Yes, you do. Maybe not in Mario Kart 8, because they hate.
Good mechanics.
Wiggle
That's true.
drifting.
Nick, don't forget your
Double
one job.
dash.
Is this gonna count as slightly gaming or just random bullshit?
I don't know how you're gonna post this.
I'm gonna just post it to YouTube because like simple game, whatever. But like, do we count as slightly gaming? Do we have Nick do work?
Make
What
it
I
one
just
word.
timestamp?
Yeah,
Hold up.
just
I gotta
if we
open
say
up
something
your
funny,
stream,
timestamp
right?
it. You know, I mean, it's just yeah.
Hold up.
I don't think we can beat that moment.
Yeah, we can. Fucking that or you laughing at me about the camera.
Oh my god, this shit was so fucking funny.
Can we try? Can we try to relive it?
I'm not.
Explain what-
Oh, like fake it? Reenact it?
No, just tell us what you thought.
Okay. I mean, what I thought, because Double Dash, that is a thing. So I assumed it was
I
the
don't
same.
think it is.
Bro, I just Googled it. I literally just Googled it.
Oh, it says it.
In Mario Kart Double Dash, wiggle drifting refers to the technique of rapidly moving the control stick left and right while drifting to charge up MIDI turbos.
Okay.
And then it says, this contrasts with later Mario Kart games where MIDI turbo charges automatically and are affected by drift angle.
So it only exists in Double Dash.
I'm pretty sure it was in the DS one, too. Mario Kart DS.
Just funny that after I looked it up, it just said should be avoided. Okay, I got my hot pocket. I'm ready to be a funny content man. Let's fucking play the operator. I'm an FDI agent. Somewhere in the U.S. Where are we in the U.S.?
Colorado.
Colorado. Is there any water there?
Nah.
Do you understand?
No.
Do you believe in extraterrestrial life?
Do you believe in aliens?
Wiggle
Why
drifting was the drifting meta in Mario Kart DS. Now it's useless. Says this Redditor.
Do you work?
The Reddit, a prime source, primary source, valuable. What the fuck am I looking for? Information.
Nick, I don't think you're privy to this information, but Dom has been beefing with Redditors.
Beefing Redditors? Why?
Because they're bullying him.
Because I went on Reddit to ask a question to help with the job interview. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for like a video that can help me prepare for this interview." And some dude's like, "Are you not able to like Google shit?" I'm like, "I did. I just can't find it." He's like, "Are you dumb?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I called him stupid. And he's like, "Oh, you called me stupid. I don't want to talk to you anymore." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Stupid.
Yeah,
I just wanted to help.
Some people just choose violence when they're on Reddit.
Mark,
They just
like
hate
the point.
everything.
What I don't understand is when I go to forums to ask questions, like, sure, I could have probably Googled it for like 10 more minutes and got my answer. But like, don't come into my fucking the comments and say do better. Like the fuck? Why are you wasting your time and my time?
Yep. I only post, I think, one question on Reddit, and I regret it.
My name's Evan Tanner, like Danny Tanner from Full House.
Yep.
Wait, is my password just password? PASS.
That Full House isn't so full anymore.
It's password 1. It's password 1.
He died, Nick? Is that the joke you're making?
What? Yeah.
This is Bob
Yep.
Saget.
That was a while ago, so it's okay.
It's okay to make fun
He
of the
was the
dead.
goat.
I don't have any topics for this episode. I'm going to be honest. I had one topic in mind, but I don't feel like we're the right people to provide commentary on it.
I mean, we don't have to worry
Well,
about it.
that means it's perfect.
I don't know.
Unless it's extremely controversial.
I think it'd be controversial if we put our stamp on it.
Got Mike Trench is calling us.
Why is his last name capitalized?
I don't know.
Oh, it's all capitalized. Nick, do you know who you only listen to techno robot music, right?
Properly. Well, I'm happy you're here.
I listen to a bunch of stuff.
Do you know who the pop girls are right now?
Gotta tell you something.
The pot girls?
The pop girl, no, the pop girls, like who the
You understand?
the current pop artists of our generation are.
Oh, Sabrina Carpenter,
Oh yeah, Sabrina
Chaperone,
Carpenter.
and who's the other one?
Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh,
Is she still popular?
right.
I know who
I
those.
almost forgot about that. Well,
I know they're not like
that was a long time
dead,
ago.
but
We're no longer kids.
it feels like she's like
Jobs
Taylor
that
Swift
come
popular,
along.
where she's sure
But I
famous, but like not
promise
talked about as
right
much.
hand to God, I'll be
Taylor
a
Swift
better
is
boss
talked
than
about
you
every
were.
single day.
Well,
Yeah, it's just like I don't see like TikToks of like, oh, look at this icon. It's just she's known to be an icon.
I just think that Olivia Rodrigo is not. She's not putting out an album.
Fair enough.
She's not in album mode.
Thanks. Talk to you later, Mike.
So you know who Sabrina Carpenter is, Nick?
Yes.
Good morning,
thoughts?
Mr. Tanner. Welcome to the FDI.
Short as hell.
I assume you're
On
up to
her
speed
music?
your mission here
On
at the
her.
Operator program.
And her music, whatever you want to talk about.
I haven't really listened to her music. The only reason I know her is because my friend just kept showing me pictures of her.
Your job is to support
Because
See,
he's
this is-
obsessed with her.
See, this is why we didn't. I didn't think we could be the right community to talk.
I think I know what you're gonna bring
lab work.
up.
My job as a supervisor is to link
One
And-
full robot.
appropriately matched
True.
operator. Any questions?
All right, so
Fine, but first,
Historically,
you need to
Sabrina
respond to an
Carpenter
agent's request. Let's do a dry
is
run, shall
a
we?
music
I want you to
artist,
find my
correct?
age.
Everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
This objective just
And her
left of your
specific
screen
style
beside the
and
applications menu. See it?
like
Or
vibe
you're
is
stuck,
that
or if you need help,
she
simply click on the
is
question mark
very
next to the
sexual,
objective.
overtly
Only click on
sexual
the
in her
question mark,
music.
Tanner.
How do you mean? I don't know if I listen to enough of her music.
I haven't listened to any of it. I don't-
So like, I listened to her album "Short and Sweet" that came out last year, maybe 2 years ago now.
Just like that.
And like the general vibe of the music is just talking about
I'm giving you
sex
access to the human database.
Really?
in
The
like
human
in like
DNA
a
is what
positive
it's
female centric way.
You can find this and other tools to help you solve agent requests in the applications menu.
Oh wait.
So
Now go ahead.
what?
Find
Operator
my
Tanner.
age.
Solve
Hold
my
on.
request.
Find my
When you
age. That's
find
so
the answer,
creepy.
click on the objective
Go on.
and then select the answer on
So,
the screen.
People really liked her last album and had a few good singles off of it, like Espresso. The
I
Dom,
do
go
like
ahead and sing
Espresso.
Espresso. Sing Espresso real quick.
If I was green, I would die.
I can't remember it off the top of my head. All I know is like I'm working late because I'm a sinner. Espresso.
Right.
Is it
Fuck.
espresso or
I'll let you get settled
espresso?
in.
I know it's something like that. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. Do I have to look up espresso now? Hold on. Fucking, I'm gonna get
Thank
copyrighted.
you for the chance, guys. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to sing Espresso.
I'm sorry, guys. I failed you. Sabrina. It would help if I knew how to spell her name. Sabrina Carpenter Espresso.
There's no X, bro.
Espresso. I'm so sorry.
Official audio.
That's me. Me, Espresso. Can relate to desperation. There's anything. Whoa. Yeah, I was singing Espresso before. I'm working late. Because I'm a singer. Singer.
It's her first case, too. Not ideal, but consider this a learning experience. I'll be monitoring you in the back.
Is that what? Is that what you asked me to do it? Because I say a lot.
So the current controversy surrounding Sabrina Carpenter, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Is that so? People really liked her last album because it was very feminine, like pro femininity and pro, like women being able to like present themselves in a certain way, right?
Right.
But she's on her next album, like cycle. So she's like promoting her new album.
Is this going to take long? Because I have someone on hold, just so you know.
Who do you have on hold?
Alexandra
Pendle.
Pendle, yeah.
That's an NPC, bro. She's
okay, you're right. I'll just pick it up.
Tanner, right?
All right, so,
I don't think our paths ever crossed at the academy.
So she has a new album coming out called Man's Best Friend, right?
A dog.
A dog. And Dom, if you can pull up the album cover real quick.
Yeah. Fucking timestamp that for me, Nick. I'll pull it up.
So I'm gonna look it up and add it in the description.
Sorry, I'm getting an advertisement for a fucking cow on your stream. Give me 2 seconds.
It's 12 minutes.
Where do I see? Yeah, 12 minutes. I got it.
So this is your album cover. Want to know you guys can see it.
Thanks, operator.
I've seen this before.
Okay. I'm sending over the file.
All right.
Good luck.
So the controversy is that people feel as though this is too much.
It's definitely nail on the head.
Like, this is setting women back. This is setting feminism back. This is gross, too sexual, etc., etc., etc. So, what are your thoughts, fellas?
That's the list I found on the victim. It's pretty long. And to be honest, I got no idea who any of those people
I don't
are.
see how it's any different than, like, albums from the past. Not necessarily her specifically, but
I think it's irrelevant to our shooting here.
So
I get what you mean by setting, like, it's setting us back, but it's like, it's just fucking music, bro.
So where you're coming from, Nick, I understand like what you mean, because like I'm gonna just use like fucking Aerosmith as example, or fucking Nevada. They would have like what's the word I'm looking for? Lesser dressed or promptly dressed women on the album, because like whatever. But like that was not the artist. That was like a model. So I feel like it's different because she is the artist. So she's portraying herself as that. You know what I mean?
Well, if she wants to do that, I don't see an issue.
Oh, of course.
That's how she wants to. If that's what she wants her album to be, then.
Just like with the video,
I mean, people could judge it, but like, it's not like she shouldn't do it.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. It's just that's not the consensus. I don't want to click on him. What the fuck?
You'll need to find another way to ID the killer.
I don't think it's terrible. I think it's more extreme than what is acceptable today. But I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it.
All right, so I think this goes into a further conversation that we can also have about. So we're all Gen Z, right? We're all like old Gen Zs.
Are we not millennials?
No, we're not. We're. You were born in '98, right, Nick? I guess I'll never know.
Oh, I asked, are we...
Nice. Now,
are we millennials?
No, we're old Gen Z.
Because I'll take it if you do.
Some people like to call us zillennials, but like that's just like a fake term.
Yeah, it's a dumbass term.
Yeah,
So
that'll
like
do.
Gen Z, I
Nice
believe,
work.
encapsulates
It's the right road. I'll keep you
1997.
updated. Thanks, operator.
Can we talk about that?
What?
Fucking, I think generations are so dumb because, like, just do my job, agent. Because the idea of generations wasn't coined coined until, like, the late 90s. And it was based off specific time periods, like baby boomers, like, obviously, right? And then, what's the Lost Generation, and what's the other one? Fucking, what's the one after baby
Silent
boomers?
Generation, the Greatest Generation, Gen X.
Gen X is on that list of things I find stupid. It's because we had like the Silent Generation, baby boomers, the Greatest Generation, right? Those like three came from alternative media. The idea of millennials and Gen Xers or Zers or whatever the fuck comes from trying to classify groups of people based off like cultures instead of like what happened in the time span of history, right? So classifying someone as millennial makes sense because that's when like you were a kid when technology was being invented, and then you would have Gen Zers who were adults during iPads. But breaking it down by years instead of history it feels stupid. I don't know if I explained that well. I had better resources when I talked about it the first time.
I agree with what you said.
But like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I get it. I don't know for sure when the first time like baby boomers were coined as a generational term.
I'll put Skinner on hold for a second.
Because like the Silent Generation, the Greatest Generation, those are all like we coined them historically. Like they weren't called that at the time. We called them that later, you know. But I think baby boomers might also fall under the same thing. We just acknowledged that time period was called the baby boom, and then just a bunch of kids were born at that time, so we then acknowledge that they're all similar.
The practice of naming generations began in the 20th century with the term "lost generation" coined by Grutenstern. A term referred to those born around the turn of the 20th century who came of age during World War I. While the lost generations considered the first named generation, the term baby boomers were later popularized, becoming the first generation to have a name directly linked to the specific demographical event, the post-World War II baby boom. I just feel like millennial and Gen X came from... Oh, wait, no. The term Gen X was popularized by Douglas Copeland's 1991 book of the same name. The term had been used earlier.
Yeah, Gen X is a term from the time.
Yeah. Well, millennials and Gen Z comes from, like, people just trying to put the, like, generationals into new categories, which is not necessarily wrong. I just feel like is odd because the other ones came from something while this is just sort of coming from we need a new topic. So it's annoying because it's so hard to determine who's who because it's based off time instead of like history or events.
I'm not quite sure I get what you mean.
Like
history is time.
I'm saying like baby boomers was termed because of what was happening at the time, like the influx of birth rates because of a better better medicine, the end of the world wars and all that stuff. Gen X, don't know why, it was just from a book. While millennials is just like, oh, the turn of millennia, which sort of makes sense.
Okay,
and then
so
it goes, Gen Z is the Pew Research Center defines the start of Generation Z as 1997, citing the influence of technology and social economical changes that impact of September 11th attacks. So here, what Google's saying, Google AI, I can agree with these. Like these make sense. It's just how I typically see them online on social media is based off time periods instead of events. So my statement is mute. It has no point, but it comes from just the confusion of it, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have to deal with music.
Okay, so what I was saying is that our generation, Gen Z, right, has a certain prudishness that was not there for millennials. Millennials seem to be more sex positive than our generation. Our generation tends to be like, we have like a bunch of articles written about us saying things like, Gen Z doesn't like sex on TV, doesn't thinks that there should be less. Yes, we're Family Guy.
Who are you?
And things like that, where it's just like we don't. I'm speaking for the generation. I'm not speaking for us three. But just we don't see the point in having so many overtly sexual references in our media.
I don't have time for this.
Understandable.
Where it's like, if it doesn't serve a purpose to the actual story, is there any other purpose than this is just gratification, you know? Like, why have a random sex scene in a movie if it means nothing to the overall story and couldn't be told a different way?
You guys talking about aliens?
Middle of nowhere, hot as hell, sandy.
I think it's different with music. Especially, I mean, if the album is about that, then it would make sense for that to be the album cover.
And every single time they reappeared
You know?
somewhere in the middle of the desert out here about a month later. Connie's stories.
We don't know what the album is about. But this is just a general, just Gen Z doesn't like sex in media. So so like they don't like it in movies, they don't like it in TV shows, and now they don't like it in music and album covers and stuff.
Lucky me.
That's just my personal take.
All right, let's talk about sex and music real quick. You guys know Biggie Smalls?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you know on his album, I believe Ready to Die, there is a outro that is to a song that is like 3 minutes to 5 minutes long, where it is just him receiving fellatio.
That's insane.
It's just a recording of him getting head.
Not music. That's not music.
Yes, it is.
Maybe the aliens did funny things to her brain. Maybe her brain was funny to begin with.
Because
Locate the position
I'm going to bring up
where she
Depeche Mode
supposedly
because,
staged photograph.
of course, I will.
Always.
But their music is very sexual.
Yeah.
But like, it's like not all their music is like that. Like, it's not just fucking. Well, I guess there are like some weird noises they have.
All right.
Like, it's music.
I'll check this spot out.
By the shortest definition of it.
Probably sweat my goddamn
Oh no, what happened?
This just made me think of another topic, so let me see if I can find a reference.
All I know is there might be lapses in this fucking recording, so I don't know how I liked how I said anything. Especially the generation part.
Why?
Because I don't know if you were listening, but like when I looked it up, I was like, oh, what I'm saying is just fucking useless. It is how I want it to be.
So
I was just wrong. It's just filler. Like there's no point to have it, you know. Hello, Evan. Do you want to be Hal, Nick?
Oh wait, hold up. You want me to be who? Hal?
Hal, yeah.
Hello, Evan.
How do you know my name?
I know many things about you, Evan.
What do you want?
It's simple. I want the truth.
What are you talking about?
Let me show you something. Do you remember the list found on Henry Jenkins?
Ooh, Will, should I do Who is Henry Jenkins or Ellipses?
Ellipses. Stay mysterious.
You remember Henry Jenkins, don't you, Evan?
You just keep asking.
I guess you wouldn't. You didn't even bother analyzing him in the footage from the bar. You didn't see her name, did you, Evan?
Jenkins.
The abducted woman?
It's Twin Peaks.
Pretty big coincidence, don't you think? I'm also going to assume that you didn't notice that of the 136 people on it, 122 have been reported missing.
Did you kidnap them, Hal? If that's even your real name.
It's not.
Don't be ridiculous, Evan. I wouldn't hurt a fly. Maybe an annoying fly.
They call me an
One
annoying
last thing.
fly.
And this is the most important part. There's a name near the bottom that's been redacted. That name is the key to understanding everything. I have to go now, Evan. But I'll be in touch soon. Promise.
Pinky promise?
No.
Are you guys gonna kiss?
We'll catch you, Hal! Thanks, buddy! Why would he, say, oh, the redacted name? That's important, but don't look for it. Or is he telling me to look for it? Evan Hanner. Password 1. Oh, so you know what I watched last night? For the first time, I think?
What'd you want?
For the first time in recent memory? Spirited Away.
Oh.
Hold on, Skinner.
Alright. What?
Fucking was all Studio Ghibli movies hand animated?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I don't know what other show I was watching. I know it wasn't Studio Ghibli, but it was a hand animated show. Or I think it was the original Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, one of the original Disneys.
Okay.
The amount of expression they could put in with such little changes to a character, because I get it, drawing Tinkerbell in one way and then her arms in the air would take a lot of work, so you could only move her eyes just a little bit. The amount of emotion you could put in that with such little effort is so beautiful, and I feel that's so lost with the idea of such easier animation where you can do more complex things. I find that so beautiful. That's it.
I don't think it's lost in modern animation. I think that the problem is timelines. Just hey, we need you to make so and so, and your deadline is this. It's
yeah,
okay.
But if you look at Courage the Cowardly Dog, right?
Yeah.
Vastly different than Sleeping Beauty, but how they would express him being scared, his eyes would pop out of his head and his arms will fly off, right? That is very expressive, and it's true to his character, but that's a lot more work than just throwing your eyebrows or whatever it is called, which is just such a simpler technique, but still expresses so much. I'm not saying they can't do it. It's just with the ease of animation today, you can do a lot more, so they don't need to do less, that's what I'm saying. The less part is lost because you could just do more.
Bro, what are you talking?
God, why can't I talk today? Why can't I express my opinions?
Yeah, you kind of lost me on that one, but
I'm saying that nowadays you don't need to do so much. No, nowadays you can do so much with less effort. So there's no need to put so much emotion in tiny movements. So, like, why would you put time into doing tiny movements when you could do big ones? Like, if someone's excited, they'll throw their hand up like, oh, yay, woo! Opposed to just, like, something very small that gets the same message across. Like, they don't do that anymore because they don't need to. They have the resources to do more.
No, see, you're losing.
I think what he's saying is like, there's like a phrase.
He's saying that they have the resources to do more, but yet they're doing less?
No, they're doing more. Like, they're doing more,
they're not
period.
as restricted.
Yes. Like, I can't think of another example. I was watching a Corridor video where they were...
It's a lot more effort.
It's not more effort. I'm just saying, like, they have the ability to do a lot more with a character because it's easier with fucking animation cells being on the computer, CGI, yada yada yada. You can just do a lot more. So if you want your character to be expressive, you can make him do all these things with ease. Back then, you couldn't make him do a lot more. What does this have to do with
Courage the Cowardly Dog?
I'm saying Courage was an example of something that they could do a lot more because it was easier than back in the fucking 70s.
Courage the Cowardly Dog is cell animation. It's not digital.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That's where you lost me.
I'm not saying him as an example as like to compare it. I'm just saying like him as an example to show like what I mean by like him being expressive. Because Tinkerbell never did that, right?
That's just
bad example.
Different.
Bad example. Like because it's two different shows completely. I get that. I don't know. I just feel like the subtleties that are done with more restricted resources, as Nick said, I just find that beautiful. That you don't see as often because you're not as restricted.
I think that shows up in more like extremely modern stuff, not stuff from like the early 2000s or even like early 2010s.
Do I lie or do I tell the truth, Skinner?
Lie.
Lie.
My computer just crashed. Yeah, I didn't express it well. It's just I just find like older animations to be so impressive and beautiful. That's it. I'm not really saying like, oh, new animation's bad. I'm just like expressing my appreciation to the animators in the past.
And like Disney was extremely
see you tomorrow.
Well at it.
Yeah.
But like I think the shows on Cartoon Network were pretty good. Like,
oh, definitely.
In Ed, Edd n Eddy, how like the lines would always be moving, even if it's like stagnant objects in the background.
Yeah, and like a good example to tie it all together would be something like Into the Spider-Verse, which I believe was all hand drawn. Same with Arcane, I believe it was all hand drawn. But they're not as restricted because with computer technology, it's much easier to like fix a mistake, just Control Z. Or to just copy paste if you have a different background that like an object fell. Excuse me. I'm just saying.
You lost me again. Spider-Verse is not hand drawn.
Was it not?
What do you mean? What do you?
It's not CGI. It was drawn. It was animated. It just wasn't drawn on paper.
It's three-dimensional. They were rendered.
Are they? I thought I saw a thing that they're drawn. Like, I'm not saying, like,
drawn, they could have been drawn first, and then they were...
Yeah, there's concept art.
Really? Then what the fuck did I read?
There's no way they can hand draw that. That's...
I'm not saying everything was hand drawn. I'm saying that it was, like... Because, like, you have a drawing tablet. Like, they drew it digitally. Yeah. It wasn't fucking a CGI simulation like they did with Lion King.
With the new Lion King?
Yes.
Well, that's their attempt to make a live action movie. That's why it's all CGI.
Yes, I'm not trying to say. I'm saying like that was CGI with like animation and riggers and like all this stuff, fucking like bodysuits and all this shit. Well, I thought Into the Spider-Verse was drawn digitally by hand, not just like, oh, you draw this one T-model posed character and then just like move him around with fucking a body rig. But I could be wrong. I thought that's what I thought.
I don't know.
I don't think
Maybe they did.
I don't think any of
They
us
do
know enough
mocap?
about animation to understand to fully know this conversation.
I know a decent amount. Hold on, let me.
I don't think you do.
Apparently not.
Like, I think that's why we're here. Is that I'm pretty sure you don't know that much.
Well, Into the Spider-Verse. Well, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a computer animated film. It incorporates techniques that give it a hand-drawn aesthetic. The film animation style blends 3D animation with elements that mimic hand-drawn 2D animation, such as line work and character stylization drive. This includes line 2D painting-like effects over 3D animation using techniques to create a similar to concept art. Okay, so it has elements, so I just read it wrong when I initially saw it.
It gives the aesthetic of it being hand drawn, but it's not hand drawn.
Yeah, it just looks like that.
So I was extremely wrong.
It's like the Puss in Boots movie looks like a picture book, but it's not a picture book.
I just remember seeing something that like a lot of the characters were hand drawn through the scenes for certain parts. Hi, Mike Trudge.
Hey, pal. So,
Mr.
how's
Trench.
day number 1 at the
Yeah,
FDI
fucking
go?
I
Everything
fucking
you had hoped
dumbass,
for?
huh? Today. I don't think Supervisor Skinner likes me, guys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry about him. Xavier doesn't even like his own mother. To be
Regardless,
honest,
moral of the
no,
story is I find
probably
old
should see
animation beautiful.
That's fine.
Yeah, I just wanted to show appreciation for it. You can tell. Wait, what did he say? Yeah, I probably wouldn't worry about having Xavier down. Xavier doesn't even like his own mother. To be honest, no, I probably shouldn't say that. You can tell me, Mike. Listen, I'm your friend.
Between you and me, we're thinking of making a change at the supervisor position. You know, Evan, if you play your cards right, maybe, just maybe.
My favorite thing about cell animation is when you can see the shadows.
But hey, great job. And just keep plugging away.
I really like that.
I'm proud of you, Evan.
Thanks, Mike. Talk to you later.